It doesn't matter how good your video looks. All that matters is how good you sound. See, having the right sound whenever you're out and about with a lot of background noise, like being outside here, there's a lot of birds around me chirping and everything, could ruin a shot. But thanks to Adobe Premiere Pro and their new enhancement for the vocals, I'm taken care of. See, shooting with a lav microphone to me used to be a little bit more hectic because if you don't use a great lav microphone, it wouldn't have the best sound quality. I use a single microphone wireless mics that, to be honest, they're more budget friendly. They're under $200 most of the time on sale. I think they came out with a new version of them even. Because for me, I like to make sure that I'm not too close to the microphone sometimes to be able to just move around more freely for the videos, but still get some good crispy sound when it comes down to picking up any sound when it comes down with these wireless microphones, the lav microphones, or anything like that. The only issue that came down with these microphones is that sometimes they weren't the best kind of sounding, and it would be a lot of post-production to really kind of get the sound that I wanted. And to be honest, even then, I never got it like 100% right, like how I would do with my shotgun microphones, especially because they have a better dynamic microphone. So for me to be able to do these kind of videos, I always rely on having these type of microphones. And now thanks to Adobe Premiere Pro with their beta version for the enhancements that you can do within it, instead of having to export the sound, sending to their browser to be able to do the podcast enhance with the AI, now you can do it all within Premiere Pro. And this honestly makes it so much easier and smoother to make sure that I have some crisp sound when it comes down to any microphone that I use, whether it's this lav microphone or even an internal microphone. And I'm gonna show you some examples of how I do it within Premiere Pro now, thanks to their new beta version. And that way you can see the befores and afters to see how well it sounds. Because the craziest thing is, I've been using it this whole time within this video already, but I gotta show you the secret sauce behind the scenes within the computer, so that way you can see how you can do it for yourself and make sure to take advantage of this awesome new feature that I'm honestly very excited about, but I'm also very excited for when it's finalized into non-beta version, so you can just have it within Premiere Pro, but it's still pretty good to use. So now that we're in Premiere Pro, the beta version, if you didn't have it, you wanna download it, you wanna make sure that you have beta because that's the one that will have the options to do the vocal enhancements, but I'm assuming you did it, so we're gonna go straight into it right now. Now that we're in here, we're just gonna click our footage and the sound and everything. And if you go over here to the sound right here to essential sound, I'll have tag your clips used to the essential sound panel, blah, blah, blah. You wanna go to dialogue, and now you just wanna hit enhance. And it's just initializing it to make sure to see how it's sounding and everything. And now we can go ahead and play it. So this is the audio without any of the enhancement from Adobe Premiere Pro. So that way you can see what it would sound like without any of the enhancement. And now this is with the enhancement, so you can see the difference of the sounds to see how I sound and everything, if it sounds a lot smoother and more professional. The one cool thing is I'm inside my house where it's a little bit more echoey and everything. So it shows you what it can do in a more realistic setting where, sometimes you don't get the best sound because of the room that you're in. So it might be a great example for you. So now the cool thing is, once you have this enhanced and everything like that right now, right there, just get it back into the enhanced mode. You can start seeing how much you want to mix and the amount, if you want to kind of get some auto matching for the loudness, repair anything of maybe noise reduction, rumbles or anything like that. Clarity to add more dynamic. So the preset is just background voice. If you want to do vocal presence, you can just kind of do something like that to see how it sounds. And now from there, what I usually would do, just because it's a good starting point, you can start adding a little bit of more into a little bit more decibels into the sound, because you want it to maybe keep it at the -6. That's what I try to do for my vocals whenever I'm doing these videos. So we'll see how it starts kind of going. And then you start adding to it, more echoey and everything. So it shows you what it can do in a more realistic setting where, sometimes you don't get the best sound because of the room that you're in. So it might be a great example for you. And now I actually disconnected the lav microphone, and I'm going to be doing an example of the internal microphone of the Sony a7S III. This is what you're listening to. This is what it sounds like without any of the post, editing with Adobe enhancements. And now this is with the enhancements going on to see if you can see a major difference in the sound, how much it helps my voice or not when it comes to this setup. That is how simple you can use Adobe Premiere Pro with the beta version to be able to enhance your audio and your vocals when it comes onto your microphones. thanks to it, you don't really have to have amazing microphones anymore that you're gonna have to worry too much. Obviously, the better the microphone, the better it'll work, but if you're on a budget or anything like that, or you weren't sure how to edit the vocals or anything like that with your microphone, this will be a good stepping stone to be able to ensure that you have the crispiest sound so that your audience will be able to tolerate hearing your voice in a sense, because if it doesn't sound right or if it just sounds a little bit off, a lot of people tend to kind of turn away from it. So using this, if you're not really experienced when it comes down to editing your vocals, will be very beneficial so that you can have the best sound possible for your videos. But other than that, that's pretty much how simple it can work. It used to be a lot more of a turnaround, having to export just the sound and then putting it onto going onto the browser to do it. Now you can do it all within Adobe Premiere Pro, which I think is really great because it'll be a faster turnaround. So I'm very happy that they were able to get this to work this way, and I'm excited for them to do the final outcome where you can just not have to do the beta version of it. But I think it's pretty great to be able to have access to it already without having to go back and forth. So hopefully you learned something new with me today, and it'll help you out going forward with your videos. If you have any other tutorials that you would like me to cover when it comes down to, my video editing and stuff like that you would like to see that I do, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to help you guys out to make sure that you keep growing your video skills and editing, just like how I try to do myself every single day. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.